Alright, there we go, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing okay. Voice is working okay. Music is subtle but still hearable, or, you know, audible, whatever you want to call it. Move some chords around on my side. Happy Friday, everybody. Seems like we've had a good day so far. Bitcoin managed to rally back up even though we had a breakdown yesterday. We managed to hold that Fibonacci level on the 4-hour chart, and that's really what the big news is here today. Even though we had that bad crypto regulation news coming out of the European Union, hopefully, I think people are thinking that maybe it won't pass, or maybe there's going to be like a loophole in it or something like that, because what they're proposing is pretty ludicrous, and you know, we'll talk about that a little bit more later on tonight. But it's Friday. We're going to have a chill night tonight. Basically, right now, we're still in that consolidation period. We have a day and 22 hours left until we have to break out above this 200 daily moving average here. This is the weekly chart, of course. We still have a good chance of breaking out above it. My dog is doing something over here. But yeah, guys, we're still looking okay so far. I was really happy to see some optimism or some strength there as we... Dude, my dog's trying to bite my boots. That we were able to hold the Fibonacci level there. And I believe if I go back over here to the weekly chart, move that back around a little bit more, the Fibonacci level that we were holding back below. He's really trying to bite my boots right now. Okay, that's fine. Fibs. Is it that one? I think that's the one we held. Let me go in here and do a little bit of a closer look. No, that's not the right Fibonacci level. I'll have to find another chart. It must be the short-term one. But we held the Fibonacci level, bounced back up here. It's important that... Bro, go eat. So he was trying to bite my boot because he's trying to hump my leg. He's at that age. He's a teenager, so now he's trying to hump everything in sight. But I'm not going to allow him to hump my leg. Yeah, no hump legs for you. So he's having a productive Friday evening here. But we managed to get back up here. We do want to make our way back up here to like the mid 47,000 range, 47,500 or so, guys. We do want to consolidate here a little bit longer, okay? And hey, Fitz, hey, RW. So we got enough people here for now. I know Friday is a little bit slower because everybody else like going out and whatnot. So there is some news about the channel today. Not necessarily, well, it's not good news at all, but it'll be fixed up pretty soon. That's the good news here. So YouTube today, I believe mistakenly took off my monetization, so I can't earn any money through YouTube right now. And the reason they said was reused content, like somehow I was reusing other people's videos. And if you guys have seen any of my videos, it's just me talking. And I think what might have happened here is, you guys know how I have those 24-hour streams running though, and it's not me and my face isn't on there. What I believe happened is they just saw, hey, that guy, that's a chart that looks a lot like somebody else's Bitcoin chart, and he might be reusing that content here. So what I'm doing now is I'm appealing it. I'm going through the whole YouTube process. But for all of you guys that are members, you guys will still be members. It's not going to kick you off for now, but you might not see it because everything's been suspended as far as memberships are concerned for the channel. So you guys are still going to be members after all this is over. You don't have to worry about that. But YouTube they screwed me here, frankly, right? So if you guys notice your memberships aren't there or anything like that, don't worry, you're fine. It'll be resolved soon enough. I'm just waiting for YouTube to fix this whole mess up here. I got an email today, like around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, saying your channel's no longer monetized, and you guys might have noticed that both of my streams earlier today closed down because of it. They shut them down, and I had to re-put them back up there. So I'm dealing with that. So my day's been kind of stressed out because of that. But besides that, like overall, it's been a pretty decent day. My sister made me a drink to cheer me up. It's like, why put ice into it? But it's boba, like, you know, the little bubble tea things. It's some blended fruits, and then she put some of that Mexican chili pepper powder stuff in here, and it's not too bad. So I'm enjoying it quite a bit. But yeah, so that's kind of news about the channel. So if you guys do see that your membership status is like not there or whatever, it's just postponed. It'll be back up eventually. But they sent me this email here today. Where is that? There you go. Doing a recent review, our team of policy specialists carefully looked over the videos, and yeah, then I went over to my YouTube channel and said reuse content. You guys know me. All the videos that I've made have had my horrible voice on top of them. So I'm going through the process. I talked with a few other people that are in my on that Discord that I'm in for the larger YouTubers, and they managed to get me some help with some of the YouTube staff. And they said, "Oh, okay, we did a report. We're gonna send it in," and then I'm just kind of waiting for that process to go. But it might not be all the way until Monday because it is Friday, and people usually take the weekends off here. So that's the channel news. Unfortunately, I really wish it was better news on top of that, because we did have a good day in the market here. But yeah, that's what's kind of going on as far as a channel standpoint. The good thing for you guys short term is you guys won't see any ads or anything like that. This channel is not going to be making any money. You guys can't super chat. You guys can't donate. You guys can't do anything like that. That's perfectly fine. I don't need the money that much. It just the YouTube money keeps everything on the upkeep, right? So I'll kind of dip into my pocket after all this is over. But I think it's fine because it won't cost more than a couple $100, right? But yeah, so that's kind of the news going around today. Let me see if I can do this. There we are. Weird day, I have to say, but it'll get better, I think. All right, let me go back over here. And this one really is, nothing going on in it, is it? Huh. I'll have to change it up. That's fine. All right, but yeah, now none of you guys have the little things on right there, little things, but they'll be back. The badges. Let's see. Hey, Farm from Broke. Yeah, the membership paused. Yeah, so it'll get fixed up. But the thing that they said to me here, I'll go over here very fast because I'm never again showing you guys my data here as far as YouTube's concerned. You guys will know that I made about $1,000 last month. You'll see channel no longer monetizing. But if you go over here to monetization, oh, okay. So my appeal is under review now. But before it said that I was reusing other people's content without giving me any proof. So I was like, can you guys just show me some proof? And they're like, we don't have to show you. And I was like, what? So kind of waiting for the process. But the good thing is it's paused. You guys didn't lose your membership statuses, but I was about to take a nap before I got that email, and then I was just really ticked off for like a good 3-4 hours of my day. And now I'm back to being normal. I got my little smoothie fruit drink here, so that's nice, but I was ticked off quite a bit, especially because they didn't tell me what I did wrong. They said I did this, but they had no examples in the email, no examples on YouTube saying what did I do wrong here, and that I'd like to see some proof if you guys are going to be taking off the ability for this channel to make money. And they were like, we don't have to prove anything. So that was interesting, which kind of makes me think that so over the next couple of months, what I might do is I can get a software where I can stream on multiple devices at one time. So what I might be doing here is maybe I'll stream from YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if for whatever reason the YouTube really does this thing again, or something even worse, like they shut down the entire channel, I will have another audience on Facebook, you guys as well, where you guys would still have an ability to see me. Because, I've heard things about crypto channels over the last couple of days from watching a couple of the larger channels, where their channels that are larger than me get shut off for no reason whatsoever. They get reinstated, but they have a lot of Twitter support backing it up. And, I don't have that type of Twitter following to cause a ruckus, so to speak, right? So I'm going to be very, very careful about how I approach all of this stuff, okay, guys? Just going forward. But yeah, so what a weird time, right? Okay. But right now, let's just kind of look over what we're looking at here. In a basic sense for crypto, we got some resistance up here. And we got support right there. So we're still in this kind of ascending triangle again here. We broke out of the first one. We're still in a strong position. But we're hoping to move all the way up here to at least 52,000 before making a pullback down. And then maybe we'll actually test out the 50 weekly moving average somewhere back here to where we are now. And then this might be another load up zone a little bit later on, so where we might actually break out, which would be really nice to see. Until then, if we are going to wait for that scenario, we'd be looking at this trend line right here. There we go. That trend line right here. And again, this is a weekly chart, so this is, all the way out to the end of April. If we were to have any type of really bad breakdown, it would be down there. Otherwise, we might be just consolidating for a little bit of time. But, we just broke out above two moving averages here, some really big ones. The 50-week moving average and the 20. They should be good support. Again, we have whales that can really mess stuff up for us, but for the most part, that is a really solid level of support that we want to be using right now. We tested it. We tested both moving averages, but we were able to hold at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, so to speak, for this chart. We still have a day and 21 hours, but so far we're holding strong, which is a good thing to see here. On the daily chart, same concept, consolidating a little bit more. I would like to see us boom up and break out above the 200 daily moving average before we actually have that 20-day moving average come a little too close where we can break down below it, because that would cause us to come back down to its $44,000 or so, which I don't really want to see. More consolidation is boring. It's a boring time if you ask me. Okay, but that's about it for that one. Sorry, one more thing here. We'll just do a little bit of a recap. Ethereum back up towards its 200 moving average. It got up a little bit higher than that today. Tested it, got rejected. That's fine. But that leads me to believe Bitcoin's still in a strong position. Normally, we see Bitcoin and Ethereum having similar breakouts and similar breakdowns within the same time frame. So if Ethereum is breaking out, that leads me to believe that Bitcoin should have a breakout as well. If Bitcoin's breaking out, Ethereum should be breaking out. A lot of times I've seen them break out before one another, and it's kind of like which one's following which. I like that pattern. I like to see the bullishness from Ethereum right now. Back to Doge. Doge had a little bit of a stronger day today as well. It's up a little bit now, but it did have a nice surge after that bottom it found yesterday as it tested out support. So if you guys didn't want to buy Doge yesterday, it was right there at 13.21, and it's about a penny more now, but that was a good return and a good buying opportunity. Matic, still at resistance right now. An old trend line way down here, and we also have the 200 daily moving average as a resistance. I think everything's going to want to pop here pretty fast, and I think it'll be pretty nice to play depending on what altcoins you got. ADA is still at resistance right now, still pretty far away from the 200, but it's still doing fine. I think ADA has more of a chance to get up to like maybe $1.25, $1.30. XRP at support, not as nice looking, but it is close to the 200, so maybe it can have a little bit of a move. I think XRP is still at a good buying price if you wanted to buy it right now. If I bought it around 83 cents where it's at now, I would actually have a stop loss of about 80 cents just to be safe, or 81 cents if you want to keep it a little bit closer. Luna broke out, still consolidating here. It looks like it's going to take a rip here pretty soon. So I bought up some Luna, last night. So because I got stopped out. I stopped out with like a few percent profit, not much. And I was like, I still think this is going to go higher because it did break out, but I wanted to get a cheaper price, me being frugal. But I think Luna is going to have a strong move here pretty soon, so I've loaded up accordingly to see if I can take advantage of that. I'm hoping I can. Right now, my stop loss is the actual breakout level of 104.83, technically rounded up to 105. But yeah, SHIB still consolidating, nothing really crazy going on there. EOS still consolidating. They all have a little bit of upside on them, EOS and SHIB. Ethereum Classic is still holding above the Fibonacci level right here. That's kind of nice to see, right? So it's holding, had a golden cross. I might take this time to buy some more Ethereum Classic or be confident enough to continue holding on to my position, especially if we did use a little bit of a stop. Well, did we actually break that stop loss right there? We didn't. No, we didn't have the lower low. Yeah, we're still fine there. But I think Ethereum Classic could have a big move here pretty soon. And I'm basing this off of Bitcoin has a nice little rally here above the 200, which I've been saying for the past few days. I'm pretty sure it's going to do it. That's just my personal opinion again, right? But we just need a little bit more time to consolidate, and maybe it's going to break out on Saturday, right? Tomorrow, or today's day candle, but during tomorrow's time frames. DOT at resistance here pretty soon at this isn't a Fibonacci level. This is just a trend line. I don't know why I have it in green like that. But it's testing out this resistance level and it's trying to break out. I'm sure it will do it eventually. Again, the 20 is coming a little bit closer here. We had a golden cross. I'm hoping to see a stronger move after that golden cross here, because again, we're seeing a lot of altcoins have golden crosses right now, and that's making me very, very happy about where crypto is at the moment. STMX, I told you guys I loaded up on this a little bit ago. It is breaking out above the 200. This one wasn't so much about technicals, even though it did just break out. I've been holding this for a while, specifically because this coin likes to have these big rallies out of nowhere, and I like to be part of that, especially when they're looking pretty good now, right? So the first breakout rise right here, I bought some. I've sold off about 75% of my position there, because we did run into the level of resistance up here. I sold here, not up here. I did not hold long enough, but I was happy just to take that profit. And to be fair, like that profit was about like 55%. Right now. But I still have bought some more of this, and I'm looking at STMX quite a bit here. Now, it is already up 4% on the day, but I'm still pretty excited about this one. I think it can run to at least 25.79, so a little bit more here today, and I'll see what happens. Because if we break out above this, we could have a stronger move back up here towards like the 0.035, and then that's what I'm looking to sell the next time with some small stop losses in here. But if you look at the 5-minute chart, I mean, it should be chugging. Yeah, it's slowly chugging here, slowly chugging. Maybe not the best time to be buying it right now since it is on the move, but if you guys were okay with it, like buying it now, letting it consolidate a little bit more than moving up later on, you could do that. And if you bought right now, your stop loss would be about 6%, which would be a little too much if you ask me. So be careful if you guys are buying this one now. There you go. But we've been talking about this for the last few days. Engine continuing to grind up here. Nothing's really special about it. I'm happy to see the grind. Maybe one of these days it's going to have a pop testing out $2.15, $2.20. That's really what I'd be holding this for as a price target. Had the golden cross. You haven't seen the big move from the golden cross just yet. It should be happening fairly soon. FTM just broke out. This one's a good one to buy. I believe so. It broke out above the 50. Price target right now is about $1.90, and you could be making about 22% gains on it if it actually makes it up that high. Maybe have like if you're buying a 162 right now, I bought it yesterday on the breakout. Maybe look at 180, 185. Not bad. ICP doing okay at resistance. I think with everything breaking out, I think ICP will also break out. So I'd be encouraging guys to finally buy ICP for a swing trade only. And of course, this is not financial advice, all the normal stuff, right? Link here, continuing to grind. Dawn had a golden cross. It might be coming back up here towards $19.29. I think it's fine. I don't think this really has too much of a return in it, unless it does something really, really big, but I don't see it just yet. Litecoin broke out. We talked about this. If you guys wanted to buy it, I think it's still pretty nice at a good support level. And you see the 20 moving average creeping up here. I think it should have a bounce up fairly soon. Litecoin rarely has these big moves, but when it does, everybody seems to enjoy them. Mana broke out, consolidating, just kind of holding on top of this line right here. It's been holding. It's still holding above the 50-day moving average here. Had a golden cross today, right? Or yesterday. Today. With the 20 over the 200, and we should be having it pretty soon with the 20 over the 50, and I'm hoping that the 50 will actually curl up before the 200 gets here. So mana is something I'm looking at very closely with a short-term price target of not all the way up here, but actually just right here at 295, and then after that maybe it'll get up to here to 340. But 295 is my short-term stop resistance for Luna mana. Excuse me. Xlm coin, fine, ran into resistance. This one's fine. I don't really like it too much right now because it doesn't have a nice setup. It is holding above the 200 kind of barely here. I would just buy this and hold it for a few days, and whenever it makes you like a cool 10% profit, that's when I'd buy it. Soul at resistance. Now, excuse me. Now this one's run up quite a bit, guys. I have enjoyed watching it. I've enjoyed trading the breakout. You know, if it does break out above this, it goes from 135 close to like maybe 150, maybe 145, and you're gonna get about 9-10%. I think it's okay to take that trade, the opportunity, if you will, but man, it's more of something like where it's not as predictable to me as some of the other coins out here, because it's already had such a strong move. If you guys go back over here to the day chart, this has had a great rally here, great rally. And not really too much of a cooldown, so I think it might have one more jump up here before it really starts cooling down, or maybe it'll just keep on plowing through. But I think this one is something to be on your watch list. Careful as you trade it. Try to find a good setup if you can. Xlm Consolidating. Really, it's just kind of staying at a resistance from these highs over here at about 24 cents, 24.36 cents resistance. I think it'll pop up above that, and then I have a price target for this right now about 25.75 up here, all the way at the top of this wick, and then maybe if we're lucky, getting back up here to towards 26.5 cents. Now I might get up here to 27.5, but 26.5 is a more realistic thing for me. And then we got Gala last of all. Gala hasn't really been doing much. I mean, it had a breakout there, nothing really happened. Double top, broke the bottom, broke out here, nothing really going on. Broke out here, slowly moving on. We're about to have a golden cross, and I'm hoping that that golden cross can have some move here. I think there's still a lot of people that are interested in Gala, even though it had a pretty nasty drop after a while. I shorted this sucker down, and it was a fun one. But right now, I think this has the possibility to actually curl back up here all the way towards 38 cents. And I bought just about a couple $100 worth to see if I can get some profit out of it. But that profit is going to be about 49-50% if it's able to do that over the next week or two. So, and as far as this stop loss is actually just the 50-day moving average right there, that blue line. So not too far away. I'm being extra safe with this one because it does have a little more volatility than other coins. But I'm watching it. But okay, now we go back over here, back to Bitcoin and all the good stuff. There we go. And Loki, what are you doing? You can sit down there? Okay. He's just sitting down by my feet now. There we go. Hey, Legal Eagle, what do you think about Ethereum going from POW to POS and how it'll affect the price? Let's see. Let me see if I can find some news on this because I don't know. Let's see. The news. Because if I was Ethereum, personally, I think it'd be good for the price before I start finding news on it. My thing is, I wonder if they're trying to get ahead of any potential regulations that may come on down the road. And what we're seeing so far over the past few weeks here is a flurry of legislation across the world where, as a crypto investor, it makes me worried. Now, it's not making me worried for my long-term holdings. It's mostly making me worried that in the short term and medium term, crypto prices may go down because everybody's afraid that any government, like right now it's the European Union, may crack down enough on crypto where a large amount of capital in that country tries to, they either sell it off, or what they do is they try to move it somewhere else, which means they might have to move themselves, or those industries and companies might be disrupted while they are forced to move to a more crypto-friendly country. Like right now, United States is fairly crypto-friendly. South America is very crypto-friendly, but you have to have the infrastructure there to house all those jobs, that economy, and all that type of good stuff, right? But let me see. Let me see if I can find this right here. So Ethereum moves closer to proof of stake after Clint. Before we go, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's going to help out with regulations down the road. I keep on seeing these videos of Elizabeth Warren talking to reporters all the time on my YouTube channel now, or YouTube page, and I'm like, this makes me a little bit more worried. But at the same time, I think the Republicans are going to win the House and maybe the Senate this November. So that gives me more comfort because I think Republicans right now are more pro-crypto, or less regulation of crypto. Let's not call it pro-crypto, but less regulation in the crypto space, which I like because usually I like to test the boundaries, have a mistake, then correct it, rather than try to predict a mistake and try to correct it, because then people don't understand what they're doing and it makes things worse. But that has bad consequences as well. But capitalism isn't perfect. Ethereum's merge with the Clean testnet on Wednesday was a success as the blockchain passed the final public test before its highly anticipated transition from a proof of work consensus mechanism to a proof of stake POS, which is expected to happen by the end of Q2 2022. So it's coming soon. Oh, that's it? Oh, wow, okay, well, fun facts. Jeez. During Ethereum's trial merger with the Clean testnet, one of the clients, Prism, had an issue on block proposals, but the error was eventually resolved, which led to a successful merge. Clean follows the Kintsugi merge testnet, which will be phased out in the coming weeks. The merge is the fusion of the existing POW-based Ethereum mainnet with the new POS-based beacon chain, which will mark the end of Ethereum mining. Yeah, that's going to be sad. More than 10.4 million Ether has been staked for Ethereum 2.0 since Bitcoin chain launched as of press time. So I think it's going to be good for it overall. I just think it's going to be better as a kind of a preemptive regulation tool. I know that's not what they're using it for. They're just using it for to make everything a little bit easier, and I'm fine with that. My big thing with it is I think it'll make Ethereum a lot more useful in everyday life here as those gas fees do come down. And right now when Bitcoin's really not as exciting as it is during altcoin season and stuff like that, you're not seeing too many gas fees at a really crazy rate that's going to ignore people from going into those really smaller market cap markets. But when you have altcoin season and you have a lot of people looking to swap and trade Ethereum and things like that, you do see gas fees get into the hundreds of dollars, which is pretty ludicrous if you ask me. And it really does price out a lot of newer investors that might want to get into a coin while it's very, very cheap, right? So there's two things that are going to happen here after the prices kind of get reduced. The first thing is you're going to see a lot more new investors hopping into all these lower market cap coins, which is going to be awesome because that means they won't have to spend as much money to make the investment. Like right now, if you're a more lower income individual, but you want to get a lower market cap coin, you want to take your gamble, take your bet, it might cost you around $100 to $200 just to put down a couple $100 of investments on a particular coin, right? So that means you got to pay a lot for this to happen. All right, so you can only contribute like $200 in there because the other $200 is for fees. Well, what that might do is, what it will do is now you might be able to contribute to $300 or $350 and not have to spend all that money on Ethereum or gas fees. Now, the one thing that's going to be problematic here, and it will come around to bite us in the butt later on, is from a practical standpoint. With all of this new investor money flooding into those smaller markets and so forth, you know, you are going to see a lot more investors getting scammed for those coins that really don't go anywhere. I've bought in coins that don't go anywhere. I bought in a few, more than a few. I did all the research. They still didn't pan out. People lost interest. I lost all my investment. It happens. But there are more coins that get into the really spammy side of things, where they're just kind of egging you on. They're not really ever working on a project, but they have all the marketing done, and that's what they're doing, right? So they're kind of pretending and pretending and pretending. Meanwhile, they're selling off their coins, selling off their coins, selling off their coins. That's going to lead to more regulation within the small market cap space, which I think is going to be the healthy thing for us. But I think there's going to be a lot of pain felt by those new investors that are going to have to learn that, you know, not every coin is going to go to the moon. So that's going to be one of the downsides I see, which it's a downside with a silver lining. But I think overall it's going to be great for Ethereum, because you will see more people be interested in the crypto space, especially since they have to pay for so many freaking fees. Like the day when ERC, you know, when you guys transfer your USTD or whatever, the day that goes down to like $1 or $5 per transaction instead of $25, yowza. That's going to be an amazing time, because everybody will be able to transfer that money left and right, send it wherever they want to, and it'll make the ease of transfer just that much better. I don't ever see the point of transferring crypto from me to another person. I would rather just Venmo them a couple $100 and then them use the USTD or the USDC in their account already, or US dollars in their account already, to buy that coin. And that's easier for everybody, less fees on my part, less fees on their part, they get everything. And right now it's more practical just to Venmo somebody money that they can use to buy crypto down the road. Isn't that crazy? So I think in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be fantastic. There will be some growing pains here, but it's still going to be fantastic, and I'm really excited for it. I think it's been a while in the making, though. I wish this would have came out last year, but again, beggars can't be choosers, and we're all beggars when we're all taking little bits of Ethereum and bits of Bitcoin and bits of all the big dogs here. See, Hero Debbie, you should ask YouTube to repay you for that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, guys, I know it's ridiculous. I know there's more people on the stream right now, so I'll kind of re-explain it, because there's double the people now than when I explained it. So basically what happened today is I got an email from YouTube saying my channel has been demonetized. So for all of you guys that are members, you guys are still members, but your memberships are currently paused on this one channel. So after this is all figured out, you guys will be members again. You guys don't have to pay anything more, all that good stuff, you're fine. Now, the reason they did this is because they said I was using reused content, which means I was copying other people's stuff. And so a couple things here. First of all, I don't copy anybody's stuff. You guys know me. You guys have seen all my videos. If I was copying people's stuff, I'd be copying like mega channels or something like that. My videos get like 300 views. I'm not, doing anything special there. But the crazy thing is, you guys know I'm part of a Discord channel for those top YouTubers out there. Now, not the mega top ones, because they don't go on Discord too much, but some ones that like tens of thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and in some cases I know a few people that have millions of subscribers. And I was able to contact some of my friends on there to get contact to a YouTube representative, because they don't talk to small channels like me at 50-something K subscribers. They only talk to the larger ones. And they were able to tell me that it actually had nothing to do with reused content, even though that's what YouTube said when they, on my page here. But what really happened was that there was a glitch or something like that, where it said that my watch time hours were below a certain threshold. All right. Because in order to be monetized, I have to have 4,000 watch hours. 4,000 watch hours. All right. And that's what I have to do after 4,000 watch hours for the whole year, for a year. That's not hard. And kind of to show you guys that, here's my dashboard. You guys can see, it says no longer monetized and all that good stuff. But if I go over here to my content, and I go over here to one of my streams, this is the stream that was taken down today, because when they demonetized my channel, you saw that they took down both of my streams today, and I re-put them back up. That's fine. I'm streaming now. Everything's fine on the streaming end. But basically, remember, 4,000 watch hours for the entire year, if we just go over the last, this is the stream that was on since March 26th. So 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Within those 5 days, I have almost 6,000 watch hours. So that takes care of that completely. So I'm assuming it was a glitch here, but yeah, it's messing up my channel royally here. I won't be making money for a while. I'm fine. I got my investing income. I'm fine with it. But it really did bum me out. So it's not going to be something crazy for me to deal with here. But it's more of like, if you guys notice your memberships aren't there or you guys can't see certain stuff, I'm sorry. It's not within my control. I have no idea how to change this. I've sent an appeal. I've talked to my friends, the YouTube people, and they said they sent a report in to help me out. But I don't know if it's gonna get fixed tomorrow, Sunday, because it's the weekend, or if it'll just get fixed up on Monday here. So I'm waiting for it patiently. I'm gonna give YouTube a chance here. If they say that my channel cannot be monetized again, basically what that means is I have to wait for a month, 30 days before I can reapply for to be monetized. And in that time, you won't see anything really change on the channel. You won't see ads, which means I gotta start paying for more stuff on the YouTube side here, but that's fine. But you won't see your badges for a while, and that's really the thing that I want to make sure you guys know. You guys are still members of the channel. I still know a lot of you guys by name, right? But just be aware of that, if you will, right? So it's been a weird day. I was planning on taking a nap. I just hopped in bed. Loki hopped in bed and started snuggling up to me as we were about to take a nap together. And then all of a sudden, I looked at my phone, checked my emails, and then boom, your channel has been demonetized. And then when I asked them, remember they said it was reused content, even though that's the YouTube employee said, oh no, it's not that. When I asked them to provide proof of the reused content, I didn't get anything. They wouldn't give me anything. They said they didn't have to, and they just had to read the guidelines. So it's it's a problem. But again, YouTube has these types of problems, but overall YouTube is kind of worth it because it gives me this platform to kind of talk with you and stuff like that. But I thought they only went off to the so bleh. That's pretty much what's going on with the channel, guys. I wish it was better news, but again, most things won't change. You guys just won't see your badges for a while, and kind of have to live with that for a second here, and I apologize for that. I did not see anything like this coming, especially on our Friday afternoon. But yeah, that's what basically happened there. Let's see. Hey, Will, you up a lot on Bitcoin? There you go. Congrats, my man. Any good updates on Ethereum Classic? Ethereum Classic is still running fine right now. If Bitcoin manages to break out above the 200, Ethereum Classic is going to go soaring. I say you could still buy Ethereum Classic right now and be happy with it. It's testing some resistances, but that means it's still a good opportunity to buy it. You can wait for it to close above it, or you can buy now with a decent stop loss of about 3 to 4%. Both are going to work out pretty well. Even if you stop out, the opportunity is still there for Ethereum Classic. It's still fine. Let's see. Hey, Ride Bread. What's it there? Hey, Bear Drifter. Solana's fine right now. I just went through a whole thing of every single coin on here. I'd rewind just a little bit, but you'll see the Solana technicals. They're good for now. Let me see if I can actually just pull them up for you. It's at resistance right now. There's a little bit of upside for it right now, like from 135 up to 149, 150 range. I would start selling around 145 if you wanted to buy right now. It is at a level of resistance. It's testing it out right now. It's fine, but it's not my favorite, but it still has a good opportunity to make you money. That's my main point right now. It still looks fine though. It's still good. You can still be confident to hold. If you wanted to have a stop loss here at 135, I would move the stop loss down here to like 130 or something like that. Right? But I think right now you're still in a good spot for as far as Solana is concerned. All right, let me go back here. What's up there? And here, W. Yeah. So it's hey, Bideford. I was waiting for you on the other channel. Yeah, for real, right? Yeah, see, it's weird seeing Bideford without the green name. Might have missed a comment. Had to stay. We talked about the EU regulation a little bit here when I first started the stream. I don't like it at all, right? It seems pretty stupid when you think about it and how they're trying to centralize a decentralized product. But I feel like they have to. Okay, I'm going to use common sense, and sometimes governments don't use common sense, so forgive me for this. I think they have to change it up a little bit where it's just not going to be as centralized as they have to admit it's just not going to be as centralized as they want it to be. If they want every exchange to register with the EU, in the EU, fine, that's fine. But I think the fact that they're trying to be able to track everybody's transactions, that's where things are going to get a little bit picky. That's where things are going to get a little bit more rough. And the industries that really work in the crypto field out there, the majority of them are over in Portugal. I think they're actually going to move out of Portugal if this law really does go the full 9 yards and actually goes the whole way. I think that those companies in Europe or the European Union are going to have to start looking for other places to base their operations. Now that may be like in a place like Switzerland or not Finland, but that's close to Russia, like a Switzerland or United Kingdom, or maybe in the United States or Canada or somewhere like that. Somewhere where there's infrastructure there, because if this law passes, it's going to make it a lot harder for those corporations to do business. Now, they may still have businesses of operations there, but the majority of their business will unfortunately not be really there in Europe for much longer, and that's going to hurt the European crypto markets, if you will. It'll be interesting to see how it all works out. I don't think they were thinking in a very practical way when they designed the law. And I don't think they had input from many crypto experts. I think that's what the issue was. I think there was a whole bunch of people that said, oh my God, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, and oh my God, this could happen, and this could happen. So we got to stop it before it really starts to happen big. And so they tried to draft some legislation up, and it's just not really good legislation, right? It's in part caused that dip yesterday. But we've been able to rebound almost all the way back up there to test out that 200 daily moving average again. So I'm happy with where the market is right now still. Well, a lot of us are, a lot of coins are at levels of resistance, which means everything could technically get all rejected at the same time. But I'm on the other side of that theory where we all gonna break out at the same time, right? But yeah, I'm not too happy about the EU regulations. I'm gonna learn more about them over the next few days because we talked about a few of them on some articles together here on the streams. I'm hoping they can do better. I don't know what in the world made them think that was a really good thing to do. I'm hoping Portugal will kind of raise some alarm bells about it, but we can talk about it here in a couple seconds. Let me see. So here's routers. We looked at another one the other day. We looked at the CoinDesk one. Today we're going to look at the routers one. So this is London routers. European Union lawmakers backed new safeguards for tracing transfers of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on Thursday. In the latest sign that regulators are tightening up on the freewheeling sector. Two committees in the European Parliament jointly voted by 93 in favor and 14 against on cross-party compromise, which crypto exchange Coinbase Global Inc. warned would usher in a surveillance regime that stifles innovation. It really will. Maybe not as much as Coinbase might say, but they have money to protect, right? The 2.1 trillion crypto sector is still subject to patchy regulation across the world. Under the draft law first put forward last year by the EU's Executive European Commission, crypto firms such as exchanges would have to obtain, hold, and submit information of those involved in transfers. We're not going to click on that. We kind of talked about it the other day. That would make it easier to identify and report suspicious transactions, freeze digital assets, and discourage high-risk transactions, said Ernest, a Spanish Green Party lawmaker helping to steer the measure through the parliament. Currently, there are no EU requirements for tracing crypto transfers, and the Commission had proposed applying the new rule to transfers worth €1,000, $1,016 or more, but lawmakers on Thursday voted to scrap the de minimis threshold, meaning all transfers would be in scope. That's even worse. Urtasun said removing the threshold brought the draft law into lines with rules from the Global Financial Action Task Force that set standards for combating money laundering. Combating money laundering. Those rules mean crypto firms must collect and share data on transactions. The lawmakers committee also backed putting I don't know why they don't have spaces between these words. Backed putting transfers from unhosted crypto wallets held by individuals, not exchanges, under the tracing rule, and on the creation of this list by the EU's European Banking Authority on high risk or non-compliant crypto asset service providers. So that means, a lot of you guys trade on BitGate with me. or Binance US or KuCoin or something like that. Well, it goes beyond that. It would actually say like, hey, MetaMask wallet or Uniswap wallet, whatever those the swap wallets, they also have to be tracked. That means they also have to give data to the government over there, which is gonna incur extra costs. They're gonna have to find a way to pass that cost back on to us, which means it's gonna get more and more expensive to trade. Which means if you guys are looking to trade right now, it really does mean that you guys want to kind of hop on board and start thinking about some longer term investments. But that's at your own pace, right? That mostly if you're in Europe. If you're in America, yeah, no, we're not doing that just yet, and probably not for a while, since Republicans are most likely going to win the House back. The lawmakers committee is also backputted. Coinbase chief legal officer Paul Grewal said in a blog on Monday that traditional cash, not crypto, was by far the most popular way to hide financial crime, and that is 100% true. They just don't ever want to know that. EU states that have a joint say with Parliament on the draft law, and representatives from both parties will now meet to agree on a final version. Countries have already agreed amongst themselves there should be no de minimis. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. The other big news out of the week, if you ask me, was that's the European law. There's something else out there that I'm missing right now. Something to do more with the United States here. It'll pop into my head as well, but there's some more regulation talk going on in the United States that not really too much of a problem, but it's something we should talk about as well. Oh, yeah, so you've had some cease and desist orders coming out from Delaware for Voyager, BlockFi, and any of those exchanges or apps or products that give you guys high yields for just holding your USDC coin and so forth. So you guys know I have a lot of USDC loaded up in Voyager account, the Voyager account, because they gave me 9% yearly interest returns on my crypto, right? So what's most likely going to happen here pretty soon is you will see some states try to challenge these corporations, which will mean that a judge might actually halt the ability for us to put more money into those high yield accounts. And what that means is, right now, if you have money in let's say I have like $10,000 in my USDC account, right? Well, I'm earning 9% yearly interest on that, which means about 0.0075 every month, right? So every month, that $10,000 I have in there, if the judge puts a hold on it, it'll still be earning it. But if I put any more money on top of that $10,000 in there, or any of the interest that I'm getting from the account itself, I will not be able to earn interest from any of that new capital in there. Which means it'll just be like a normal savings account at that point, minus the money you have in there still earning you interest. So if you guys have ever thought about making a Voyager account, I encourage you to get one down below and put some money in there for those like 9% yearly interest. If you guys don't want to do it, fine. But if you guys were thinking about it and you guys are a little bit worried that now you might not have a chance, that's one of the people I'm talking about right now. So, and the same thing for BlockFi. It is going to be a problem here. Like it really will be. Like I think it was Delaware. I don't know how to spell Delaware. Oh, I just spelled it right. Voyager, Delaware. There you go. FX Empire, whatever this is. So New Jersey, not Delaware. New Jersey slaps Voyager Digital, that's Voyager, with a cease and desist order. Voyager Digital received a cease and desist notice from the state of New Jersey. The order reasons Voyager's earned program interest, through which it sold unregistered securities. This is another big blow to crypto after the SEC's $100 million BlockFi fine. Operating in multiple states throughout the United States, Voyager has been known for its earned programs. That's good for Americans. It really sucks that this is just going to hurt everyday Americans, everyday investors. Not the wealthy that can have their special cool, ways to make money in the financial system because they have millions of dollars. It's just going to hurt everyday people. If you guys were ever going to call your representative about something, it'd be something like this. But I mean, I don't know how many of you guys really live in New Jersey. So, but yeah, so as explained in the notice by the New Jersey Bureau of Securities, Voyager Digital has been running its Voyager Earn program unregistered with the Bureau. Thus, all the cryptocurrency stored in trading accounts affiliated with this program was rendered unprotected and uninsured by the Securities Investors Protection Corporation, SIPC. If you guys go to banks, you guys will normally see an FDIC insured little placard somewhere there saying, hey, you're insured up to $500,000 or $200,000, I think it's like $250,000, something like that. Yeah. The SIPC, it means you guys are insured up to $500,000. So it's a little bit more of an investment vehicle. More wealthy people, more different types of banks will be using this type of insurance program. They're usually those who have more capital in their accounts. but it's just like another different way to get insurance. So they got to pay for it. The insurance companies want some money. Okay. This puts the 1.53 million account holders' deposits at risk, which amounts to approximately $5 billion. Of these 1.53 million accounts, about 3.4% are based out of New Jersey, which combined hold about 195 million in digital assets. Excuse me. But despite the order, Voyager has not been exempted from paying the 9% annual interest to the depositors. Adding onto the same, the notice stated, the Bureau Chief enters this order to protect the investing public by halting the offer and sale of these unregistered securities and the contribution of additional assets to existing Voyager Earn program accounts. Additional assets to the accounts. Nothing in this order shall preclude Voyager or any of its affiliates from paying interest, also known as rewards, on the existing Voyager Earn program accounts or refunding principal to the Voyager Earn program accounts investors consistent with Voyager's customer agreements. Sorry about that. But that's kind of the gist of it. So it's not good. I don't know really. I mean, I know why they're doing it. It's kind of like the corruption side of like, hey, we want money. We need this going down, right? But it is going to harm a lot of investors out there that might be looking for a savings account. But I mean, right now with inflation, who really has a savings account if you're living paycheck to paycheck? That savings went out the window to pay for gas, for food, for meat, all that type of stuff. It's already out the door. But if they had anything, to save, now it might not be going as far. And, from a practical standpoint of where a good-hearted soul might be agreeing with them, and there's a reason to support some things of what they're talking about, is when I talk about apps and stuff like that and why I have my hard wallets and my cold wallets, it's because my crypto is not insured. So if it's stolen, right? Which means I cannot get it back. Now, a lot of times if there's some type of hack or a leak where it's mass users have been hacked, the corporation may give you back your money. Most likely they do. I think Coinbase did it a few times and some other companies did it as well. So that's cool as well. But if I'm stupid and I click on some email that's a phishing link or something like that where they steal my passwords and they steal my crypto, I'm not getting it back. There's just no way I'm getting it back. And that's something that they're trying to help out with. That's the thing that does have some meat on the bone, so to speak, of why they're trying to do this. But everything else, it's not really practical. They're really going off of the interest. Ignore the interest. Who cares how much interest we're getting paid? If they want to give us 9% interest while the banks want to give us 0% interest, I'm happy with going with the Voyager platform, even with that higher risk. And I know that as an investor, and as long as I know that as an investor and I want to take on that risk, I'm happy to do so, right? So kind of the two main things going on right now in the world happen to be those two big pieces of one legislation and the other one, unfortunately, flat out cease and desist order from New Jersey. Let's see. Hey, Rye Bread, it's right here. And hey, Bradford. Oh yeah, I just talked about that a while ago. Demonetized. Let's see. Yeah, and I think I answered that. Let's see. Hey, Ken. As far as the channel with the demonetization, it might be fixed tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. I don't think it'll take too long here. I think at max it's going to take 14 days. But all of you guys will get your membership badges back later on. YouTube kind of screwed me, to be frank, and I'm kind of just dealing with the consequences. I'm ticked off, but there's no reason to me be ticked off with you guys. Right? So I'm gonna let it chill. I'm not gonna yell at anybody, yell at YouTube, do angry long messages and stuff like that. Not gonna worry about it. They say they're working on it. I believe them right now. And we'll see what happens going forward. The worst case scenario here is that they say no, I'm still demonetized, in which case I have to reapply in 30 days. Then I should be fixed up and good to go. But still, that means 30 days where you guys don't have your badges, and I would really not like to see that happen. So, I can't do anything more about it. I've done as much. I made a video specific, like in order to do an appeal, you have to make a video explaining what's going on. And I made that video as well. So we'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, for right now, I'm in the dark as much as you guys. I just told you guys everything I know as far as that's concerned. Let's see. You guys, yeah, the 24/7 exactly, yeah. Can you do technical analysis on Bitcoin? Yeah, we've already done it a little bit here, but basically we're still getting squeezed. right here, we're still consolidating between the 50-week moving average and the 200. We're looking to make a stronger move here. Whether we test it out this week and we still kind of close a little bit down and have one of those red candles where long green candle consolidation with the red for the week, and then the following week is a big boom where we might come up all the way here to $50,000 or so. We're going to see which way it happens. I'm more inclined to think that we're going to have a shorter term boom, like hopefully over the next few days or so. Could be wrong on that front, but that's kind of my opinion there. But right now, all we're trying to do is stay above the 50-week moving average and below the 200. We're just in this little consolidation period. It's really boring again, but we're hoping to have a strong surge out of it fairly soon. There we go. Okay. According, yes, it is a nightmare. Hey Alex, I'm unsure if I should enter the crypto market right now. Do you have any advice? So if you're not, so it really depends on what you're going for here. If you're looking to day trade, there's tons of fun day trading opportunities right now. I told you guys about STMX a while ago. That one's one of my favorites to kind of trade around and swing. I bought it yesterday. Hold on, we just talked about it. I should have it here somewhere. Oh, okay. So it went up actually a little bit more than when we just talked about it here. It is running. It is going to run into a resistance period pretty soon. But it just broke out yesterday. That's why I bought it. It also broke out today above the 200, so I'm happy about that. I only buy this because it has these really nice pops out of it. But if you're looking for day trades, there's tons of day trading opportunities here right now. If you're looking for swing trades, right now, you know, we did break out, so you can still buy if you want to, but we did have a little bit of a weakness here because of that EU news that came out the other day as far as the EU regulations, which we just did that whole we covered. So you have two things here. You can either just wait for us to get above the 200 moving average and try to buy for a short-term move here, or you could try to wait for us to come back down a little bit more and hopefully hit this level of support where you might find a better buying opportunity, if you will. Right now, I'd recommend more of the nibbling, more nibbles here until we actually have more of a confirmed breakout. But if you're looking at the chart and you see something like on the 4-hour or something like that, you see a setup that looks pretty nice, like a breakout there, that might be something worth buying, if you will. But usually it takes a little bit of time to find those moves. Like right here, if you guys can see, we broke it right there on Bitcoin. It took a little bit of time with some scary moves down here before you really started to see those gains, right? So you might be looking to buy an actual pattern here. And this one, it was just a symmetrical triangle here. But if you want to do a swing trade, you might look for a pattern, and then you might be trading it for a few days or a few hours, depending on how successful it really is here. But this one right here, if you see, I mean, it broke out, but then you can see this long green candle right here. It actually came, this long wick, it came all the way down here before eventually moving back up and doing just fine. So kind of have to have some diamond hands in this type of environment because everything is so choppy. But what I would say is if you can find a pattern to trade this breakout on, that's going to be a little bit better for you than just trying to buy willy-nilly right now. Otherwise, I mean, it really is a good time to be buying altcoins looking for a breakout or doing some day trades here. Because there's a lot of altcoins looking to break out right now, and those might be a little bit better for you than just Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, it broke out, but right now it's just consolidating. And as we went through the list a little bit ago, Matic is close to a breakout above the 200. ADA is close to a breakout where it might get back up to 130. XRP is at support if you wanted to buy at support and the 20-day moving average support. XRP is fine. Luna's fine here as well. It broke out a couple days ago, came back down because of the EU news. This could have a big rally up here to like 120 or something like that later on today. That could be really fun to watch. Sheep, not really much going on here. It's at support if you wanted to buy it. EOS, okay, it's doing something. I think this is more of a multi-day hold if you wanted to hold EOS. Ethereum Classic holding support right here. We had a golden cross today with the 20 and the 200. I'm encouraged to see that, hope that this would have a big move up coming up later on. DOT at resistance at the moment, hoping it can break out above it. It's been holding this type of channel here for quite a bit of time actually. I'm really hoping this can move up here. Reminds me of Sheep. Remember when Sheep was just going sideways forever? Then we bought a bunch, or we bought some, and then it exploded out of nowhere. That's kind of what I'm hoping for DOT right now. And I'm holding some DOT specifically because on Voyager you get 12% yearly interest on it. So it's kind of nice. We talked about STMX. STMX has already kind of moved up even since I started talking about it a while ago. Yeah, it's already been moving up here. I'm probably going to start selling it a little bit later. You can scale some out here, and then scale some out here at 0.038, excuse me. So I'm hoping this can have a pretty sizable move, but I probably will scale some later on today if it does start testing out this level of resistance from this old trend line way up here. Engine, okay, fine. FTM just broke out yesterday. This could have a surge today. It's already up 2.46%, so I would recommend FTM if you want to check that out. ICP about to break out here, or close to breakout. It hasn't broken out yet, but it's tried for the last few days in a row. If you want to give that an opportunity, it could be a good one. It just reach all-time lows a while ago. This could definitely have a nicer surge back up here towards $31 for about a 30% profit. That one's a little bit nicer. As far as ICP is concerned, I'm still hesitant about going long on it, like for longer, like more than a month or so. But if you want to do a short-term swing, I think it's there. Link, you know, it's just kind of going slow, not enough kind of juice to get me excited for it. Just had a golden cross. Maybe you could be expecting it to get up here for about 1944, a couple bucks profit. Litecoin, support, consolidating, held the support. I'm kind of happy about this one. Slow growth one, but maybe it could work out for you. Mana still holding, similar story, broke out, slow growth, but holding the 50. Just had a golden cross today with the 20 and the 200. About to have a golden cross in a couple days with the 20 and the 50. This one can come all the way back up here towards 293, then all the way up here towards 340. Could be a really good one for Mana. Xlm Coin consolidating, I don't like it too much, but it could get back up here towards resistance. Sol, we talked about that a few minutes ago. It's at resistance right now. I think I would have a price target for 145 to 150, 145 more realistic. Xlm consolidating as well, looking for a breakout here. I think this one could surge all the way back up here towards 25 cents or so, 25.75, almost 26 cents, and I'd probably start scaling out at that specific point. It might go higher to the 200, but I would probably start scaling out a little bit sooner than that. And we got Gala right here, just kind of consolidating after a smaller breakout. I'm hoping the move can come up a little bit stronger. We're about to have a golden cross here pretty soon, and that's going to be interesting to see. But if I was having a price target with Gala, I mean, if I was buying at 26 cents, 27 cents where it is now, I might only have a price target of about like 30 cents or something like that, and then maybe keeping like 25% of my position in to ride it up to see if it goes up towards 36 cents or something like that. Yeah, but that's kind of my opinions on the majority of the coins out here in the market. The majority of these coins are at a level of resistance or at a level of support, so we could either see a lot of breakdowns and rejections, or a lot of breakouts and nice bounces coming up here. Right now, Bitcoin's kind of more in like let's consolidate range here. So usually when Bitcoin's kind of slow for a day, you do see a lot of these altcoins taking the opportunity to have some nice booms by themselves. So kind of keep a few charts open. Don't feel like 6 charts is okay, something like that. Just kind of see what's going on. And then when you guys see something that's kind of breaking out, seeing a little bit more volume in there, you might want to hop on board. But I think my favorites right now are STMX, but it is already up like 8%, like since I started talking, or no, like 5-6% since I started talking. DOT's one I like, FTM is one I like, ICP is one I like, XRP should be fine, Mana could be fine, Luna would be good because it's breaking out here. And those are some of my favorites right now. We'll see which ones do well, but right now I guess FTM is probably a good one. Oh, I just told you, yeah, FTM is a good one as well. Get my drink here very fast. Ooh, yeah. There it goes. This is what happens when you have monopolies. We like you, Mike. We are here for you. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, it freaking scared the bejesus out of me. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm losing $1,000 a month. That's not too terrible. I still have all my trading income, but I was just like, they can really do that and not. My thing with YouTube was okay, if we ever have a problem, sure. If you think I did something wrong, sure. But they won't even tell me what I did wrong. And then when I really found out what was wrong, it wasn't even what the email said it was or what the dashboard said it was. So I was like, so you guys lied to me, but I would have had no way of knowing because you guys told me to go check the guidelines. And I was like, yeah, so it was weird. But I mean, I'll find other ways. Maybe I'll run an ad on the channel or something like that. Maybe I'll talk about some coins going forward. I'm starting to get. I'm about to start doing some coins on the dashboard. I'm not getting paid for them, but they're on BitGet, and they're kind of coins that I've seen. Like whenever Bitcoin has this launch pad where they vet coins for us, low market cap coins, and then they put them on their exchange so they have access to more capital, so they can grow and get more market cap and make everybody more money. Well, I've noticed that when these coins get onto BitGet for the first time, they start soaring. And so I might actually say, hey guys, let's do the pre-sale thing on this, and it's like very cheap. It's like you pay with BGB, so it's not too bad, right? Another reason to buy BGB. But you buy these specific coins, And then when they soar on the first couple days of trading, you just sell them for some like high probability profit. And then you can either trade it some more if you want to, or you can just invest it back into long-term Bitcoin, long-term Ethereum, or back into BGB, so you can do it again and again and again as the price of BG does go up over time, right? So that's going to be something pretty cool for us. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing any like coin ads, if you will, where I just talk about random shit coins and stuff like that. But I will be talking about those coins that have an opportunity, that have already been vetted, so I don't have to worry about the vetting process. Make my life a little bit easier. Losing some stuff here. Hey General, Dogecoin's looking fine right now. It's about 1% at the moment. It hasn't been like, well, it had a decent rebound today, but you know, it just kind of tapped on there. The perfect time to buy Dogecoin. Look at that, right on the trend line, right at 1320. That was your opportunity to buy. Now it's at 1420, and you know, I mean, what is that at? What's that return at if you just bought off the support here? 8% return, pretty nice. And we're about to see a golden cross here. So, you know, again, going back up towards maybe 15, 16 cents for Dogecoin as a short-term price target, I'm pretty encouraged. Dogecoin hasn't had a golden cross since October of 2021. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So, let's see what happens here. I'll make a video about this later on today, and maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more in a more in-depth video. But Dogecoin is having its first golden cross. Well, it will have it today. No, I hate when I have to zoom in because it's that close of a golden cross here. So it has not crossed. Tomorrow, Dogecoin will have a golden cross. And I'll make a video talking about it. And because I'm not monetized, there will be no ads. But you guys will get the gist of what I'm saying. But yeah, so we'll have that. Well, that'll be pretty nice. But yeah, Dogecoin's having its first golden cross. I would assume it would have a nice little boom because of it. Of course, it could always be messed up by Bitcoin doing something unexpected. But again, first golden cross since October of 2021. I think it's worth taking an opportunity on Dogecoin. If you wanted to have Dogecoin right now, this is a higher risk coin in my opinion still. So I might give myself a 10% stop loss on my investment. But until that 10% stop loss gets triggered, I'm ripping it and hoping to get to profits of about at least 17 cents if we're going to rip here, or if not, the 200 daily moving average, which will probably be around the mid 17 cents, like 17.5 cent range over the next week and a half or so. And this all kind of goes off the fact that we believe that Bitcoin's going to break out above the 200 daily moving average and then test out that $50,000 range, then hopefully move up to 52,000 and so forth going forward, right? But yeah, again, first golden cross in a minute. First golden cross in a minute. Dogecoin's been kind of looking for this. And if you kind of go back in time here and you look at some of the other coins, Matic's having its first golden cross in a while. First golden cross since December. ADA's having its first golden cross since, dear Lord, all the way back over here. And really nothing, yeah. All the way since August. XRP's having its first golden cross. XRP already had its first golden cross way back over here. So yeah, they already had it back in February. But yeah, Luna's already had its golden cross, but Luna's a whole different ball game, right? Sheeb already had golden crosses. So some of these coins haven't had golden crosses yet, and they're finally having them. And you see right here, what is this? EOS is having one. It still has some room left in it. EOS could probably get up towards 330 for a good profit as well. So you are seeing some pretty, like another wave potentially coming here for the altcoins. Specifically some of those altcoins that probably did worse over the last few months, like they've kind of been coming down, and they need to have a little bit more juice pumped back into them. So, you know, I'm watching them pretty closely, but the Dogecoin chart doesn't look too bad at all if you ask me. But again, that first golden cross, it'll lead to something good for us. Whether it's short term or a little bit longer term, it's going to be good for us. And hey teaser, you found a new strategy for day swing trading. It uses the 13 EMA, the 25 SMA, and the 48 EMA and the 200 EMA. I've been using it and it's been working very well. Dude, that's awesome. You can get 60% APR with Cake token. Exactly. Well, government doesn't like that apparently. but we should be fine in America here. We should be fine. We're kind of split as a country, right? European Union is kind of more liberal, and they kind of all agree more on some liberal principles. America, we're kind of more. We have some liberals, we have some really conservative people, but nobody has a clear control of power, right? Biden doesn't have a supermajority like Obama did back in 2008. So, we're fine as far as regulations are concerned, in my opinion, over here in the United States. And we did have some bills. I don't think they're going to pass here, but Ted Cruz put up a bill for crypto, and I think it's supposed to mean, this one's actually interesting. It means that the Federal Reserve cannot make its own coin. That's what I understand the bill to be about. Let me see if I can actually find it here. Ted Cruz crypto bill. You guys can't see that just yet. Okay. Crypto potato. Yeah, this is from today, or excuse me, yesterday, March 31st. Oh, and everybody, happy April Fool's Day. I was going to plan on making a joke today, but I just didn't have time. But what do you call? I saw a lot of them on. We were looking at the BitGet Twitter page the other day. They didn't really buy an island. It was an April Fool's joke, but over here it was still March 31st. So my brain was not processing anything of it, so they didn't really buy an island. I was really bummed out about it. But Senator Ted Cruz introduces a bill to prevent the Fed from issuing a CBDC. The American politician and attorney serving as the junior United States Senator for Texas, Ted Cruz, introduced a bill restraining the Federal Reserve from launching a central bank digital currency. Central bank digital currency. Right? I don't want to use the freaking central bank's currencies. I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust them. I'm very paranoid about the system. This legislation was first submitted in January 2022 by Congressman Tom Emmer. Emmer's bill received support. Public cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin are much different than centralized CBDCs. The latter are issued by and monitored by a government entity or a central bank. In contrast, Bitcoin is decentralized and can be transferred anywhere on a peer-to-peer basis without the need for an intermediary. Yeah, somebody has to be making money. They're trying to enter the middleman in here. The 51-year-old Republican Senator Ted Cruz is by all means a Bitcoin proponent and a CBDC critic. Recently, he introduced legislation that aims to prohibit the federal state from developing a direct-to-consumer digital dollar to Americans. He believes that the Fed could use such a product as a surveillance tool similar to what China does. That's not too far to the that's not wrong. The bill also aims to preserve the dominance of the U.S. national currency without competing with the private sector. And Cruz had a quote here saying, "The federal government has the ability to encourage and nurture innovation in the cryptocurrency space or to completely devastate it. This bill goes a long way in making sure big government doesn't attempt to centralize and control cryptocurrencies so that it can continue to thrive and prosper in the United States. We should be empowering entrepreneurs, enabling innovation, and increasing individual freedom, not stifling it," Cruz said, or stated. Why is Ted Cruz pro-Bitcoin? The Republican is amongst the biggest proponents of the primary cryptocurrency among the U.S. political elite. Not long ago, he said he supports the asset because it represents freedom and decentralization, and the authorities cannot control it, a concept completely different from that of CBDCs, because it belongs to the main banks. He believes that those merits have become a reason for the total crypto ban imposed in China last year. Additionally, he thinks Elizabeth Warren, senator from Massachusetts, disregards Bitcoin for the exact same reason. The Chinese communists and Elizabeth Warren both want to control your assets, your savings, your speech, your life, your children, every decision. That's going more into a political direction, which I'm not going to really comment on. But you get the gist of what he's trying to achieve here, and I wholeheartedly support it. I really do hope this thing can pass. If the government wants to make a coin, I mean, they can try, but I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be a middleman for us. I want to be able to use Bitcoin and stuff like that. They can have their own coin if they want to. I'm okay with them having a coin, but I don't want to be forced to use it as an official standard. I want to be able to use any coin I want to transfer whenever I want to and be happy with it. I don't want to be forced to use their specific coin so they can keep an eye on me. I don't like that at all, and it usually starts off as something small, and then it grows and grows, and the bureaucracy grows and grows, and it becomes harder and harder to do anything we really like with it, and that means it'll be harder and harder for us to make some profits here in the more medium to long term as far as crypto is concerned. But again, we'll see how this does, right? I will keep track of this. I want to see if I can find this exact bill here in on the Senate's website. And I'm going to keep track of the progress, and I'll make videos maybe, well, whenever any news comes out. I won't say weekly because I don't know if the news comes out weekly for bills, but whenever news comes out on it, I will be happy to kind of share that information with you guys. And here on time, yeah, channel got demonetized. It's going to get fixed up pretty soon. Your badges will be back in a few weeks, or at the soonest Monday, if not 2-3 weeks or something like that. 14 days. So yeah, I'm fixing it. It's just a hassle. YouTube kind of like screwed me over here, and I'm working on it. Let's see. Hey, Far From Broke, I appreciate it. Yeah, it really is an annoyance, but I'm hoping they can get it back up and running for me pretty soon. If they can, no harm done. Let's just kind of keep back on work. But man, I didn't know YouTube made these types of mistakes, so it really does irk me, right? Hey, Ghost, could a bigger shoulder still come on Bitcoin and never finish that move? Deez and I are wondering. So I wouldn't. It could be a shoulder, yes, it could, but I wouldn't say it's going to be a shoulder in terms of a head and shoulder, if you will, right? I wouldn't say it's going to be a head and shoulders pattern. I would just say it's having almost like an inverse cup and handle, right? So if we were to go over here to the regular Coinbase charts of Bitcoin, and we were going back over here to the weekly, we kind of look at here, we did have a shoulder, so okay, basically what we had here was all-time highs back over here, come back down, all the crazy stuff. From here we started a shoulder, went to a head, went to another shoulder. The wick still counts as the body of the shoulder, body of it, right? Shoulder, we broke down below it and we had a crash. We came back up, we came back down, all that good stuff, right? Now, if we were to have something more bearish happen down the road, then my thought process goes more into this, where we have resistance somewhere over here, where the high of the shoulder right here and the highs of the shoulder right here, so kind of in a middle zone. I'm just using the bodies of the candles because it's easier, but somewhere around $52,000 could be that top of that shoulder of what you're talking about. And so what would happen here is we break out above this. So I'm gonna do this right here. Then we consolidate for a little bit and either break out above it, all right, or we get rejected back down here and start going back again towards 42,000, and then we either consolidate again and break out, or we eventually break back down, retest the levels down here in the low 30s, and then see what happens going forward. Now, in these types of scenarios, of course, these time frames are a little bit different here because it's a weekly chart. You know, this may take a few weeks to a few months if it really does. We do break back down here, but what I'd be using here, just in case it kind of some observable, I don't want to call it, some things to observe basically. This trend line is always important, but it's not really the one we're looking at right now, right? We're not even close to the bottom of this one. What I'd be looking at right now is if I go over to the daily chart, magnet here, that one. I do not want to break down below this one right here. Now, we've broken down below this one right here, right? Oops. This is going to be a pain, isn't it? Oh, no, we didn't. We held on to it, didn't we? Well, it appeared we broke down from it yesterday. It was a green line yesterday, but we actually managed to close back up above it, so we never broke down. Well, then here we go. The first level you got to worry about is this one right here. The second one is going to be this one. This one's not too much of a concern for me technically here. I'll short it if we break down below it. We'll see what happens here. I think if we do break down, it would be more likely to happen and have like more mid-April to have some negative moves here, and then we might see some bad signs. But right now, I think the shoulder would probably be back up here towards 52,000, and then from there, we see if we're able to blast above it, and that level of resistance is nothing. But I mean, if you just look at, go back to the weekly chart here. I mean, it is a pretty clear level of resistance, and it, it's going to take us some time to break out above it. All right. On the other side here, again, kind of going back into like maybe more of a bearish thing where we have a shoulder going forward. Maybe we still have this monthly chart here. So maybe what you might see, if you're thinking more longer term, is maybe just a greener April, followed by maybe a poor May and June, and maybe that's the shoulder that we see coming forward. That one I don't think is as plausible because of the death cross that we saw. But if you think about it, is there a way to do this without adding? Oh, there they are. I already thought about this. Okay, sweet. All right. Oh, which one of these is tail for each milk cloud? 50, 50, 50. Okay. So this is the monthly chart. This is the 20 monthly moving average. These are both the weekly moving averages. The 20 is the 20. The green is the 20, and the blue is the 50. All right. But this one's the monthly. We saw this death cross here, so that might mean that we have a really bad April going forward, and we're just kind of here for a little bit of time, then we have a big major crash down here. That's more likely than having that longer term shoulder come up like through June or something like that. But I still think we would go up a little bit higher before that were to occur. April's goal basically is to close above the high of last month to kind of keep this higher lows going. Higher lows, we want higher highs. That's really what we're looking for here. Not just the wicks themselves, but we also do want to have higher closes every month. Like, what is this? February, we closed at 43,000. March, we closed at 45,000. This month, hopefully we close a little bit higher than that and maybe even have a nice little pop coming out here using the support of the 20 and the 50 week moving averages here. And then maybe that leaves a little bit of a hurdle going forward. But we've really just been consolidating here for a hot minute, haven't we? The strategy is geared more towards stock options. Oh, that's pretty good. I traded Apple in the close today, and I was pretty darn happy with it. I bought some 172.5 calls, I believe, in the middle of the day, hoping for a little bit of a rebound. And by the end of the day, they soared. They went from like 50 cents or something like that up to like $1 or something. It was really nice. Let's see, I should probably put some more money into it. Let's see. The problem is like Facebook, too much control, no responsibility. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm doing my friend's entrepreneur class, and the question is, what happens when the Fed prints more currency? We all know the answer to that. Yeah, exactly. Hey Ghost, could have a bigger shoulder, so oh yeah, we talked about that. Time to long, I just closed a scalp. You could start buying nibbles if you wanted to right now. I would have a stop loss probably around like $44,000 if you did want to buy Bitcoin right now. If you're trading with leverage, I would have encouraged. When I trade with leverage, I encourage you guys more to trade breakouts and support levels, because then you could have a tight stop loss and not have to worry about too much stuff going forward. Because if I give you a 2 to 3% stop loss on Bitcoin right now, and you have a 20x leverage position, then you might lose 60% of that trade there, right? So maybe for you, maybe you just want to wait for us to get above the 200 daily moving average if you didn't want to buy. Or what you could do is you could start nibbling in some smaller 20 leverage positions or 5x positions if you wanted to, and just hold them for a while using $45,000 or $44,000 as a stop loss. It's up to you to kind of determine which one. Personally, for me, I think the best thing you guys could be doing to make some money if you're trading with leverage is probably do some day trading here on some specific coins that are close to resistances, because you'll see the volume start to pick up really fast. You trade on those bad boys for a quick scalp. Those are going to be really good for you. Like, you know, at max like 15-minute hold with a 20 to 50x leverage position, they can make you some good returns. But of course, be careful with leverage. If you guys don't know what leverage is, or you guys are just kind of dabbling with it, be very, very careful. It is very high risk. You can make a lot of money with it, but you can also lose a lot of money with it as well. And if you guys are looking to practice with leverage with fake money, I have a link below for BitGet, so try that one out. That's my favorite crypto exchange right now. So definitely give it a shot, but definitely be careful when you guys go into leverage. But yeah, when scalping, it can be really good, and the fees aren't too bad right now as well. I thought losing our badges was April Fool's. Hey Brandon, what is the 19th million coin being mined for Bitcoin scarcity and price? Let's see. I don't really use the word scarcity too much for cryptocurrencies, but basically, you know, right now, in this moment in time, even though Bitcoin's at like $46,000, in like 10, 20 years, this is going to look like a minuscule amount. Just like when I bought Bitcoin, like a few Bitcoin back at like $3,500, $3,600. Now looking at it, it was a minuscule amount, right? And I think that part of that comes in the fact that so many Bitcoins are being mined. You're seeing tons of new miners flock to Texas and certain states, as long as they get the permits from the energy company, so they're not draining all the energy, of course, and raising up the bills for everybody. You're seeing them mine more and more crypto, leading to less and less supply, and the demand is still strong, and the demand will only get stronger down the road, right? So supply for Bitcoin is still increasing. It's still increasing. But you're seeing demand kind of outpace a little bit right now. And in the long term, that demand is going to skyrocket one day when the supply is still kind of chugging along until it kind of just flatlines, because eventually we're going to run out of, you know, there's going to only be a set amount of Bitcoin there. And that's where we're going to see a lot of cool stuff happen. So that's kind of something to be watching for down the road. But it's good for us in the long term. It really does mean a lot of good stuff for us. But short term, it's not going to really do us much help. Hey, Ken, you been demoted? Oh, no, my channel got demonetized, Ken. It's not you. YouTube made a mistake and thought I didn't have enough watch time hours, because I'm supposed to have 4,000 watch time hours for a year, even though I had 6,000 literally in my last stream. So they took down my demonetization. All of you guys still have your badges. They're just kind of hidden for the moment. Once YouTube fixes the problem, which will take anywhere from 2 days to 14 days, you will see all of your badges back. Don't worry about it, Ken. I got you covered. Trust me. I was freaking out earlier today. Not freaking out, more just ticked off. Personality-wise, I don't really get surprised and I'm like, whoa. I usually just go straight to rage, and I'm just like, silent rage. I'm a silent rage type of guy. The guy that's more likely to get an ulcer from stressing out, or rather than just like punching a wall or something like that. But don't worry, Can. It's not you. It's YouTube. All of your memberships are still there. You're fine. You probably got an email if you go check very fast. It says membership paused. It's paused. And they sent me emails as well, I think, saying something similar. Voyager, no. Spam. If you guys ever wanted to see how many coin offers I get that I don't take, look at my spam account. Okay, I don't see it, but they basically told me that my membership was paused, so that's basically the big thing here. Hello, YouTube blogger. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from as far as all that nonsense with YouTube. I can't work on it anymore, but now it's in YouTube's hand, but I've been told that they're working on it diligently, and they'll have it, they've sent a few reports in, and it should be fixed up pretty fast here. I'm hoping. I thought it would have to finish that, not wait for weeks to finish that move, right? As far as that shoulder, if you're talking about like a more of a short-term thing, it would have to happen by next week. The top of the shoulder would have to be formed next week. So so not this week's candle that has like a day and a half left in it. Next week's candle, that's where you have to see the high part of it. My hope is that we have a long green candle that we had last week. We have a little bit of a red candle this week where maybe we close up a little bit higher, maybe we just stay stagnant below the 200 daily moving average. And then proceeding into next week after Sunday or Sunday and beyond, that's when we have that big surge coming forward where everything looks pretty good. Remember, the big surge we had last week happened right after that weekly candle closed. And one of the reasons I told you guys about that specifically was because historically, when we're battling the 20-week moving average, we're already above it now, but historically when we do battle that 20-week moving average, we come up to it, and we just test it for a week. We don't break it, we test it for a week, and then the following week, we somehow just go boom above it. And it happens that way over the past few years. That's always been the case. And right now, I think if we just test at the 200 right now, that precedent isn't there as much, right? But if we take, we could have a strong Sunday going forward, even if it means that we have a really boring Friday, which is today, and tomorrow Saturday, right? And remember, I think Saturday was actually pretty boring for us last week as well. Let me see if I can actually find that very fast. Oh, I hate going this way. So let me see what date it was last Saturday was. Last Saturday was the 26th. So right here, yeah. Last Saturday, real calm. We didn't do much here. And all of a sudden, Sunday happened, and then pop. Boom goes the dynamite. That's what really took us off right there. So we might have a decent day today, a decent day tomorrow where we don't really do much here, and then all of a sudden pop. There we go, right? And again, it might look a little bit more, little unorganic, you might say. But again, if you're looking at this from a day-to-day candle, type of viewpoint, I would have a stop loss being if we close down below this, like at $45,000 right here, $45,500. If we look like we're about to close down below this, I would sell because most likely that means we're going to continue coming down here. But if we close above this open right here, or this close on this candle from yesterday, then I would assume that we're going to be just fine. And then I'd want to see Sunday, or Sunday have an amazing pop, and I'd be looking for Sunday to have a strong move there. Or if you really believe that the 200 is going to be too much for us to really overcome here, then we'll just go back up and retest out the 200 to get rejected again and have a double top, one top, two tops, break down below the neckline here, crash back down below the 20-day moving average, then ultimately come back down here to $43,000 and try to regroup to move back up, or unfortunately break back down and start going back down to like the low 40,000, like $40,000 range, maybe even the high 30s. Hopefully that doesn't come to pass, but those are definitely some scenarios, especially if you're kind of hoping for a hump here. Double top here, but if we manage to break out on Sunday, which is more likely since we did just have another breakout right there, right? We could start surging up towards 52,000 sometime by Monday or Tuesday at the latest, and Sunday might be a big pop, but it won't take us all the way up there. Monday and Tuesday will be those next kind of big moves coming up, right? And that's what we'd be looking for. And then I'd be looking to sell a lot of my crypto positions once Bitcoin's at that level, or until they reach their individual levels of resistance. There we go. Okay. Hey Joseph, what about the BTTC chart? I have this feeling we will plummet. Maybe I'm just shell-shocked. I mean, it's still, remember, you guys know in my head, I thought we were still going to come down to the 200 daily moving average. My heart said we were going to break out because of me just being very excited for something to happen with Bitcoin. But remember, we still had that death cross. Now, if we do fall back down, I'm hoping that we can at least reach 52,000 before it happens. But yes, that death cross still is in the back of my head at all times, Ghost, where I'm thinking, okay, every single time we've had a death cross in the weekly chart, we've crashed. We've had big crashes. Will this happen again? We'll see. But, if you kind of go back in time here a little bit, I mean, you can still find a few differences about the death crosses, right? In this instance, we managed to break back out above the death cross right here. Have we been able to do that before? Death cross right here, we didn't break out above it. This is Death cross right here, we managed to break out above the 20, but not the 50. Then we eventually, after we had a one big week of pumping up afterwards, then we proceeded to dump. So there is a little bit of precedent to what you're saying right there. So yeah, going back in time, we broke out above it. We didn't break out above the 50, but we still broke out above the 20. So that is something there. And then we got hit back hard. All right. And then of course we consolidated for a little bit of time before ultimately breaking back down here. We were hoping to break out that way. We did not. We broke down. And then again, ran into the 200 weekly moving average during this golden cross. 200 weekly moving average. This death cross, and maybe coming back down here to the 200 weekly moving average. But again, there's no exact science right now about when this would happen. What I've been kind of going off of right now is if we kind of come back down. Do I have that chart with me right now? Do I have it? Load layout. Which did I put on the tutorials one? What did I do? Unnamed. Maybe unnamed. No. It wasn't on the work one. Tutorials for channel, maybe? No. What? Well, I had a GAN level for you guys here, and I don't know what I did with it. But I can put it back up here for us. It's not too much of a hassle. But maybe it would work with us in terms of this GAN level here. Got something in my hair. A little hair of Loki or something. Let's get all this crud out of the way. Let's go back over here to get this horizontal line. Let's put a vertical line up here. Let me get away from my chair, take a sip of the good old juicy juice. I should just have that start, shouldn't I? $69,000, 45. $3128.89, and we have 45 right there. Let's lock that bad boy in. Let's lock that bad boy in. Let's get some GAN levels here. Actually, we don't even need this one. What am I doing? Well, we'll just put both of them up here for anywhere. GAN. So let's go right here. So you see this one right now. This kind of matches up with the 200 weekly moving average, if you will. So maybe this will be the point that we can bounce off of, that we can be buying on. And if that happens, that could be anywhere really from like 25,000, but if it takes a little bit much more time, maybe just 28,000, 29,000. Well, ultimately, we just bounce off of this support level right here from last summer's lows. All right, we're gonna have to see what happens here. Now, the other GAN level. Oh, it's on magnet, isn't it? This isn't the right level here, is it? No, this isn't the right one. Well, for now, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's see. I'm on the weekly chart, that's what it was. Okay, but it's fine. Sometimes it likes to be a little bit more precise and it makes a bigger difference. But yeah, so you can see right here, maybe we end up just bouncing off of this blue line right here, the 2-to-1 GAN level, using the lows from all the way back here in 2018. That could be a good bounce right there. And it's pretty darn close to what we're seeing right now as far as the 200 moving average. Not exact here, but I mean, again, it's pretty darn close. You guys can see that line, you know, just kind of going up and down around it. Now if I get this out of the way here, why is that not working for me? Do I need to use a lower one? No. And what space does this? assume it was something when I wasn't supposed to. That's fine. You get my point though, right? You get my point right now. But that most likely still come back down to that 200. But again, 2018 is not the same as it was in 2020, and 2022, which we're in now, is not the same as the time of 2020. So we still have an opportunity with all this extra money out in the world, kind of more accepting of crypto and Bitcoin. Maybe they'll feel more inclined to continue pushing this up here rather than letting it fall back down, which means my little thesis right there might just not even ever come true, right? So that's kind of more of where my mind is at. I'm hoping with all this new retail traders, this new age of Bitcoin that we're in, because Bitcoin really recently just started getting more accepted back in 2020 and 2021, right? That's when we started seeing more things more good things happen. And so maybe that capital will really save us and kind of drive prices higher and give us more returns, right? Now, if that doesn't happen and history is just so, you can't stop history from repeating itself, then yeah, we're most likely going to have a drop coming back down here towards $25,000, $26,000, maybe a little bit lower than that on a wick or something like that. But that's what's going to happen there on that downward side. But of course, there'd be some key stop losses and losses before that happens. A couple weeks of surging, then come back down. Could definitely be a bad time. If this week, like in the last day and 20 hours, if we close down below the 20 moving average on the weekly chart, that's going to be a huge red flag for me, a huge red flag. Well, I'm just going to be watching everything really closely, maybe not buying a bunch of puts just yet or some shorts just yet, but I'm like, wow, we couldn't even hold those moving averages after taking so long to get back above them. That's you might start seeing some concern from me. Well, more concern than I already give to these types of coins and stuff, right? Let me put this back up here now, put some better technicals. There we go, back over here. Hey Morgoth, happy to see you back. Hey Mike, how's it going? Question, is it true that you can do options trading on crypto? Do you know what platform that's possible? I do not know the platform. I looked it up the other day. There's a few of them out there. You can do options on crypto. I personally just like trading with leverage on crypto. It just makes my life a little bit easier. You do make more money trading options. You can, depending on how much leverage you're really using against it. But you can make some good money in options. Usually you're going to be holding on a little bit longer, and the fees tend to be a little bit higher in my experience, so that's why I like to do leverage here. But let me see if I can find that website. Crypto options. There it is. It still has the purple link from yesterday. FTX US derivatives. Crypto options and future have never been better. Trade Bitcoin and Ethereum derivatives 24/7 on one United States licensed platform. So it is, United States secured, all the good stuff. It's worth kind of actually watching these videos. I had to watch these videos here. The platform itself is fine. Here we can go here, look at the live markets, see what they look like here. They're kind of similar to what you might see in other platforms, almost like a TD Ameritrade and stuff like that. But not as much data, if you will. TD Ameritrade has a swath full of data here. But here's everything you see. They expire in 6 days, 15 hours, 22 minutes. Bid at 6,000, last 6,431 here. Some are cheaper at $100 because Bitcoin has to close above 52,000 right there, right? Most of the options we're seeing right now, I don't know what the flow looks like here. Trade block 25, price 46,000. Open, yeah, I'm not even signed in here, so I don't have any open orders. I don't even have any money in this account anymore. But yeah, market data. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff here. It's really cool. Give it a shot if you want to. It's a process. It's a process here. It's a process. But if somebody else has any easier ones or something like that, feel free to let Morgoth know. Otherwise, I might just YouTube search best how to trade options on cryptocurrencies, in 2022 if you really want to get specific. And then from there, that might help you out a little bit more. But that's the one I tried to use. It was a while to kind of figure it out. It was a little expensive. I just like trading leverage, futures on leverage with a little bit more. Get that. Get my spam email. Oh yeah, big news today for Amazon workers. They did get they voted to unionize their, what was it, Staten Island warehouse. It should be pretty interesting to see how all of that works. I feel like Amazon's going to go even more towards robotics with all this happening, but the Amazon workers that are left working there after all said and done, it will make a difference for them because they'll have a lot more robots there, but they might have better pay and better benefits and stuff because robots have taken some other jobs from the other people that were working there, unfortunately. But there will be some people at Amazon at the ground level who are making more money and do have more benefits because of all this, which is good. You know, there's side effects to it as well, but you know, that's the way it works. And then if we are heading into a recession, these people will get hardest because they're going to cost more money. So it's better to trim those people off first. That way to save the bottom line and keep more people employed. Like, you know, you're going to have more 15-hour employees still working rather than, you know, a mix of 15-hour employees and 20-hour employees type of stuff, right? But it's good news for those people who are working there right now. They feel like they're not represented. They feel like they're having poor safety conditions and stuff like that. Amazon hasn't been helping them out in that regard or helping solve some of those issues for them. So they felt like this was the best way for them to get their voices heard and etc. Right? So both sides of the equation there. I don't want to seem like I'm one way or another. And thank you, Ghost, for deleting that. We haven't had the cam people in here for a while. Let's see. TradeStation has an IRA for crypto trading tax-free. Is that a good idea? I have never used TradeStation's crypto IRA before. Give it a shot and see what you like. The thing about IRAs, though, is you're really not supposed to have too many of them. You know, the Roth IRAs and stuff like that. I have a link down below, I think, from one of them. I forget if I still have it down there, but no, that one's like a $10,000 minimum deposit, isn't it? There's a lot of them. I think they're good. The thing is, you know, they are retirement accounts, which means you can't pull them out until you're retired. And that means you don't have to pay as much tax on them, but it does lead to some problems if you're like, you know, if you're 27 like me, and I put a whole bunch of money in there and I trade and I don't pay any taxes on it. It's not like I'm able to withdraw the money back into my bank account. If I do that, I get taxed heavily because it is a retirement plan there, right? Some are, yeah, but that's the kind of the thing about it. Because, well, I'm not of retirement age. If you're of retirement age, it's not going to be too much of a problem for you. Contact the support and verify that, though, because I have not had the option to do that because, again, I'm 27. And no worries, Morgoth. And hey, Rob, yes, that book does help out with crypto and the stock market both. The one thing you have to understand about the crypto markets, though, it's a lot more manipulated than the actual stock market. So a lot of times when you see these really mega moves coming down or big swings on the uptrend for cryptocurrencies, what's usually happening in those instances is there's a whole bunch, like let's say we have a big drop. What causes that big drop is a whole bunch of people have bought in crypto with leverage and they have millions of dollars invested, like tens of millions of dollars with leverage positions ready to go, hoping that we go up. Well, what'll happen is a bunch of shorts will come along and retail buyers aren't really too excited for whatever reason, and they'll short the price down so much that it forces all of those leveraged buyers to close their positions, and when they close those leveraged positions, all of those shares or all of those coins are sold at the same time, causing a massive downward movement in price. And you don't really see that on the stock market, right? And so you got to be aware of those larger movements. So there is some differences here in the way the books kind of characterize technical analysis and such. But technical analysis works. That book will get you as close as you can to being, you know, really good at technical analysis. My thing is, though, after you do all the research, you're gonna have to spend some time just looking at charts before you get started to really understand the differences between the stock markets and the crypto markets. They're a whole different type of ball game. But the beautiful thing about the crypto markets, though, that I think is really good for you guys that are trying to learn, you guys are able to trade 24/7, right? It's Monday through Friday for the stock market. The market's closed right now. You guys really can't be doing too much trading unless you're going back in time a little bit here using some of these replay buttons and stuff like that. But with crypto, you guys could be practicing trading right now, or after the stream is over, you guys can continue practicing. You guys can practice tomorrow or Sunday, you know, whenever you guys want to. You guys have the opportunity to trade and practice trading crypto. You don't get that in the stock market because of the rules that they have, which, you know, fine. But the crypto markets, you have a much better opportunity of learning how to go full time here, even though it's more risky. If you don't have a lot of time to be trading during the normal business hours. If you're able to trade during business hours, like early in the morning, if you live over here on the West Coast, you should be fine. The stock market probably be easier because you're just going to be learning how to do swing trades. But overall, you know, those books will help you out quite a bit. I'm going to put my chair down here. Been standing up way too long today. Before I went live today, guys, me and Loki were playing outside, and I was chasing him, and I was like gasping for air. I was so tired. But the desk works out very nicely. I love it. Let's see. And hey, Alex, the inflation numbers are, I don't know exactly when the inflation numbers are coming out. I thought they were coming out this week. Apparently they're coming out next week now. I thought they were supposed to come out today, because I heard from somebody online saying they were supposed to come out today, but they're not. Let me see. The March 22 CPI data are scheduled to be released April 12th. So, not for a couple weeks. Never mind. Not for a couple weeks. Don't forget everything I said. Not until August 12th. So we still have a while here. We are still fine going forward right now for the CPI. When the CPI number comes out, it should hurt the market a little bit. And because this is the first CPI that shows the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the effect on inflation. So it should be a little bit higher than expected. And then on top of that, that should lower the SPY of the markets, which should therefore lower Bitcoin's price, because Bitcoin, as you guys know, has been following SPY at the S&P 500 more than I would actually like it to be, frankly, right? I've told you guys that quite a bit. So we should see Bitcoin drop on that day. So maybe if you guys wanted to, you know, well, we're banking on it being higher. We're banking on it. It should be higher. Sometimes crazy stuff can happen here. But if it wasn't, but if we believe it's going to be higher, maybe we might buy or open up some smaller term short positions on some altcoins the day before and hope that it does have a little bit of a downward move because of the higher inflation here. And I would feel more comfortable opening those shorts if Bitcoin has previously just soared the previous couple days. Then goes, yeah, look into it. Tell me what you think about it. I have an account with the Roth IRA account for it. You know, for me, I don't use it for trading as much. I kind of just use it as a long-term vehicle, just to kind of have some crypto in there and just see where it goes. Because, you know, a lot of them have a little bit of crypto. Some don't have much. Like let me see if I can find it. I Trust Capital is one of the big ones, and then there's the other one. Yeah, here it is. Bitcoin IRA. There was another one, and then trusted by 100,000 users. They have an app and all that good stuff. After you sign up, they will call you, which is kind of cool to kind of get you going. But it depends, depends on how you want to set it up. I have a link for this one down below. Where is it? Terms and conditions. Okay, there's a whole bunch of random stuff here. But yeah, I would check it out, and then if they call you later on, well, they will call you after you sign up. You can actually just ask them any questions you have, and if you don't like it, you can just say, "Oh, okay, this isn't what I thought I was going to be. I'm sorry, I don't want this product, or I don't want to do this, whatever," and just politely say goodbye, right? So that's what I'd be doing here. But I would take that call, and I would definitely definitely be willing to ask them some questions. And it seems like live, so you have these currencies you can buy right now. Maybe iTrust Capital has more, so you can definitely, you know, hop. Oh no, 60 plus crypto. So they have a lot of cryptos here. Yeah, they have all these bad boys. So, you know, if you like one of these, definitely give it a shot. And you know, of course, they're going to be adding more and more as time goes on. But when you do these, you know, the way I think about them personally is I think of them more as longer term investments. But you can trade them in the cycle, so you could buy Bitcoin when it's low, sell it when it's high, just do that over and over. But I think of it more in longer term swings and not so much in like day trades and so forth. It's longer swings of like, you know, a month to month rather than you know, short term swings from like 2-3 days type swings. You know, you can do it either way you want to, but you know, I usually keep my eyes on the same type of trades so I can make more. Like I use the shorter term ones just on a different exchange, if you will. Yeah, okay. There you go. Hey Aaron, Ethereum is finally breaking the 200 MA on the daily. Yeah, that has actually been leading me to be more bullish on Bitcoin this weekend. That we talked about that. Well, actually, like a couple hours ago now, since I saw the stream a little bit ago. But yeah, you see how it's trying to break out. Now it's at resistance, so it doesn't mean it's absolutely going to break out. We still have 19 hours here, but if we can get a nice surge here, I think Bitcoin will follow. And sometimes Bitcoin follows Ethereum, and sometimes Ethereum follows Bitcoin. It works both ways. Now, normally Bitcoin is the one being followed, but we have seen over time that sometimes Bitcoin or Ethereum will break down or break out one day before Bitcoin does. One day. It's usually not more than a day. It's one day the big move happens. So if this breaks out today, and if Bitcoin is still stagnant, I'm going to be really excited to see what happens on Sunday. Yeah, there we go. And again, there's a whole bunch of other coins out there. We talked about STMX. STMX is still doing fine right now. It's at resistance. I'm hoping it can break out a little bit more. If it comes back up here, I'll probably scale it some. I should have scaled it some already, but I'm streaming, right? And then FTM is one I've been talking to you guys about a little bit ago as well. Broke out yesterday, still looks pretty good. I would have some resistance some up here about 180 or so, or maybe what 171. That's still a good move. That's what 5%. Next one up here about 13%, and all the way back up here towards the 200, about 22%. FTM looks pretty good to me going forward after the breakout. ICP about to break out as well. I would be holding this one. This one could have a really good rebound after all the pain it's been going through right now. It could definitely come back up here towards like $31 or so for like a 30% gain. And there was a couple other ones. Soul's at resistance. Not my favorite, but it is there ready to break out. And then Dot was one. No, it's not Dot. Ethereum Classic is one that's just consolidating. This could have a big boom out of nowhere, but it's just consolidating for now. Oh, Luna. There it is. Luna's one where I'm watching if we're just going to have a dip and rip. And I would have a price target since it is all-time highs here for Luna. Around $120, I would start scaling out. Maybe 10 to 15%. And then once it hits that level of 110, 115, I would move a stop loss to 105 or back over here to where I bought at the neckline. And then from there, I would actually just let it fly and see where it goes. Let it fly and see where it goes. Yeah, and Aaron, it would be a very, very beautiful run. And again, all-time highs, a dip and ripper is what I'm hoping for here. I'm hoping it's going to happen sometime today or tomorrow. If it doesn't and Bitcoin looks a bit weaker, I'll sell that position off. But what happened here is I just had just a normal spot position right here for a few $1,000. I got stopped out of it with like 2% profit, and I bought back more as it kind of approached again above that 100 level. So I was pretty happy with that. I only have a 5x leverage position open on this one right now, but I'm hoping to see it go up to 120. I have some money behind STMX right now and FTM, which is fine, but Luna is still a really good one as well. I hope we can get up to at least 115, if not 120. When you get into all-time highs, you could definitely have a lot more fun with it, and that's what I'm hoping for, a dip and a rip up here, and you know, having a stop loss somewhere down around like 103, 102 here, and I'm willing to take that loss because I want to make sure we can have a stronger move up here, right? That's what I'm really hoping for as far as this is concerned. And plus, look at the weekly chart. it's still been doing pretty fine. Right, it's still been doing fine. I'm hoping for just one more surge here as we break out, and I don't want to see a nasty red candle because I don't want to worry. Next week it gets more tricky with Luna. This week I'm happy to kind of just let it go up before we have to worry about a potential red week, right? That's fun for now. Okay. Ethereum fork off of Ethereum. Watch it. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Let me see if I go over here to Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic just consolidating here, but it could make a nice move up top. There was a nice buying opportunity right here at the Fibonacci level. Held it perfectly, or held it pretty well. I still want to see this get back up to at least $55 or so. Looks like it's taking its time right now, but if Bitcoin makes a move, maybe this will make a little bit more of a move going forward. Especially since we just had the golden cross. This might take a couple more days, but I'd still be pretty happy with it. Yeah. But okay, everybody. I'm going to call it a night here. It's been a good 2 hours talking with you guys. Loki's having a little bit of a dream here. So if you guys wanted to see Loki in my my messy living room right now, you guys can see little Loki guy right there. He's having dreams. But yeah, I'm gonna take him out to use the bathroom here and give him some dinner here. So thank you guys so much for watching the stream tonight. I am gonna get this bad situation, the YouTube demonetization thing, figured out for you guys. I promise. I give you my word. I'm gonna try to do everything I can in my power. I can't fight YouTube over it, right? I just gotta hope that they realize they did something wrong here. You know, we'll get it all figured out. But guys, I'll see you guys Monday. Well, I have it scheduled for Monday at 6 p.m. I'll see you guys next. If there is a big move tomorrow or Sunday, I will take one of my days off to stream with you guys, and I will take off one of the days over the next week to kind of make up that time difference, okay? But okay, everybody, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys hopefully this weekend, because I'm expecting a nice little pop for crypto around. But keep an eye on STMX, FTM, Ethereum Classic, ICP, Mana, Sol, maybe Sol, and Luna. There. Thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your night, everybody. Thank you again.